Good day to everyone. I am Patrizia Leogrande and I am a PhD student at the Free University of Berlin in collaboration with the Antidoping Laboratory of Rome. Today, I would like to show you my presentation concerning the usefulness of the metabolomics approach as a guided tool for untargeted research in anti-doping field. Nowadays, the strategies followed by laboratories accredited by the World Anti-Doping Agency for the detection of prohibited substances are based on the combination of direct and indirect approaches. The former focus on markers of exposure, while the latter on markers of effect, in order to achieve maximum coverage of all banned substances and methods, although many of them still remain invisible. In this context, metabolomics-based untargeted approach may be a strategic resource for monitoring the exercise metabolome, with the goal of discriminating changes due to athletic activities, such as art training or competition, from those due to the use of doping substances and methods. So, the aim of this work is to highlight the strong synergy between high-resolution mass spectrometry and chemometric tools for the use of metabolomics as a guided tool for anti-doping analysis. To this end, the administration of 7-keto DHEA represents a proof of concept of the effectiveness of combining knowledge-based and machine learning approaches as an innovative and successful way to predict a given metabolic profile and correctly interpret its changes. Urine samples were collected from 3 male and 2 female healthy volunteers before and after an oral administration by identifying 3 time intervals. Blank, consisting of samples collected before administration at the same time point of the post-administration samples. Hill excretion from samples within 10 hours after administration, and long excretion from those between 10 and 45 hours after administration. In addition, quality control samples were prepared by mixing equal aliquots of all analyzed samples to monitor analytical and instrumental reproducibility. They were in fact injected every fifth sample during the entire run and then subjected to the same statistical processing. After the pretreatment protocol shown in the center of this slide, raw data were acquired by injecting less than 1 microliter of derivatized samples into a GC cutoff, the setting of which is also shown here on the right. The use of the low-energy electron ionization source set at 15 electron volt and 230 degrees allowed to speed up the deconvolution process of the spectra by minimizing the extent of fragmentation and maximizing the formation of molecular ion peak. The parameters considered for preprocessing the raw data are shown in this table. By specifying the previously validated retention time tolerance and mass accuracy, peaks were aligned with the same accurate mass in all samples. Finally, the resulting data table was subjected to multivariate analysis. The PCA scores plot provides an overview of the complete dataset showing 3 clusters, hill excretion in blue, long excretion in green, and blank in red. The discrimination between blank and long excretion groups may suggest the presence of long excretion markers, which are particularly significant in anti-doping analysis, while the clustering of QC samples in yellow confirm the robustness of the applied method. At this level, any M on Z signal that increases or decreases in a given retention time represents a feature, but for the next step, only the most relevant ones highlighted by the S plot and located at the end of the S generated by OPLSDA were considered. To characterize the hypothesized markers, it was necessary to build an in-house library of low-energy mass spectra, although it is not always possible to trace the chemical formula of the considered features. Because of the characteristic fragmentation pattern of the compound studied, comparison with the several spectral libraries available online or commercially can also be used to identify markers. In our case, Matching the most significant upregulated features with known metabolites in the literature demonstrated the validity of the proposed chemometric approach. In addition, a great advantage of this approach is the possibility to observe features downregulated as a result of illicit intake that may become potential candidates for its detection. In conclusion, these preliminary results show the high potential of coupling high-resolution mass spectrometry with multivariate analysis in order to maximize the information that can be extracted from the data, extending the field of investigation by avoiding a priori bias. Simultaneously, the use of metabolomics tool as a guided investigation strategy could reduce the time and resources required to identify and characterize markers of intake, as confirmed by comparison with data in the literature. Therefore, further insight in this area could define metabolic fingerprinting as an appropriate analytical tool to reduce the risk of false or positive negative results, helping in the interpretation of abnormal profiles and in discrimination of pseudo-endogenous steroids intake. Thank you for your kind attention and for your interest.